For this first activity, we are learning how to color mix with oil pastels. You're going to take your darker color and put a light pressure on your square, and then you will take your lighter color and you will overlap it onto that darker color, and you will mix them together and you will create a new color. Oil pastels are great in this way that you can create a multitude of value and color by layering your oil pastels together. So now I'm taking a lighter pressure of black because black can really change our color very, very quickly. Any dark color can change your color very quickly, even if you put just a little bit in there. So keep that in mind. See how dark my color got already? I used orange to mix with black because you can kind of get like a brownish color doing this. Now I am layering green because green is darker than yellow, and then I'm putting yellow on top to make a yellow-green color. This is also a great way to blend your colors together. Lighter colors act as nice blenders with oil pastels. Another thing you can do as you are working is to clean them off on the side of your sketchbook, like I just did, or you can use a paper towel to wipe them off. I personally like doing this on the side of my sketchbook because when I'm fully done, I like to see all the different colors that I've used and all the different mixings, but that's just my personal thing. You don't have to. That's why I recommend the paper towel as well. But again, for the rest of this color mixing activity, look at the two colors that I gave you and mix them together accordingly. See you soon when we talk about value scales. For our value scales, I want you to choose a pure color. And when I say pure color, I don't mean that lighter value of that color. So if you're going to choose blue, choose a regular blue color and not like a lighter blue or a darker blue. Same goes with red. Let's not do pink. So let's just put those on the side because those are our lighter values, which is something that we're going to be creating anyways. So let's take that pure color of your choice. So any color. I decided to choose blue for this one. Then you are going to label this your pure color, just so you know that's your starting point. Then going on your lightest area, you're going to do lighter pressure of your color towards the farthest left and a little bit harder pressure closer to the pure color. Then you're going to take a white oil pastel and go right on top and blend it together to create different values of that pure color. We're going to do a similar thing on the right side. You are going to layer more black to the far right and then just a little tiny bit between the pure color and the darkest area. Basically, you want it to show a darker value each step of the way being the darkest and the farthest box. I don't want it to be fully black though. It does need to show part of your pure color in there, just like your lightest value does. Then when we work our way down to the gradual value box, I want you to still start with your pure color in the center. And you're going to do kind of a lighter pressure on either end, but in the middle, you're going to have a harder pressure of your pure color. And then you're going to take your black and you're going to put hard pressure towards the end and gradually feather it into your pure color. And then do the same with your pure color, feather it back into the black, blend them so it's a nice, smooth, even transition. And then do the same thing with white into your pure color. We want that nice, smooth, even transition. Nice smooth blend of color and value. Now let's talk about some techniques. We practice color gradation a little bit with our soft pastels. Now with oil pastels, it's a lot creamier. So I want you to choose a couple colors. I chose red, orange, and yellow, and I'm blending those together. So I just kind of want you to overlap these colors, make a nice ombre in between 3 colors of your choice. Then when we go into stippling, I want you to choose 2 colors, a darker one and a lighter one. Red is a little bit lighter, but it's also kind of dark because it's vibrant, so I chose red and yellow. I also used red farther apart to show lighter values and then closer together to be darker, more pop. And then I kind of layered in yellow in between those spaced out dots of the red. And then when they overlapped, we kind of created an orange value. So practice stippling. So again, those dots. For hatching, you can do 1 set of lines, or you can even do cross hatching where we cross over. Remember, hatching is another way that you can add value into your work and also create kind of different textures in doing so, just like stippling. So practice around with some hatching techniques. Then we're going to go right into movement. This is just taking your lines and showing an actual movement with your lines. You can show water in this way. We can overlap multiple colors, multiple values to show water. You can also create hair like this. There's a lot of different ways that you can show movement in your artwork. Going right off of movement, we're going to talk about scratching. So first, I'm going to just add some color down. I'm going to do a little bit of a gradation from blue to light blue, a little bit of an ombre fade. Then you're going to take your black oil pastel and you're going to go right over this and you're going to color really hard until it's fully covered in black. And then I want you to take a toothpick, a pencil, any little tool that can scratch, and then I just want you to create some designs in there. I started off creating some stars, but I didn't like how it looked. It looked a little gimmicky. I do really like using the cross-hatching technique to create different texture this way. So let's zoom in to kind of see how that would look. So just practice around with that. The very last thing we're going to do today is learn how to create a sphere using color with oil pastels. So I do want you to choose a warm color and a cool color. Bonus points if you choose complementary colors. Then begin creating your sphere based on a light source. I'm creating mine coming from the front left side. I started off with layering some orange, and now I'm going in with blue. So I have a warm color and a cool color. The warm color is closer to the highlight. I'm also using a little bit of a peach color to kind of blend and act as my midtones. And then lastly, I am using a white oil pastel for my highlight. And then again, the peach color to blend between my highlight going into my midtones. Orange to blend into my blue, into my core shadow. Okay, and then I'm going in more with my peach to blend, trying to make this nice and smooth as possible. Once you are happy with how your sphere is looking, then you do want to go into creating the cast shadow as well as coloring a little bit of area around your sphere. You will see me create my cast shadow now. However, you will also see me adjust it as well. Because of how my shadows are falling, I felt like my cast shadow needed to go to the back more. So to do this, I decided to take a blue oil pastel. This is the great thing about oil pastels is you can layer them really nicely, so I'm kind of mixing them together. I'm also kind of drawing out where I actually want my cast shadow to go. And then I'm going back around with my lighter blue to blend and make it look nice and seamless. Also, because these are complementary colors, using different values really helps push this to the next level and makes this pop. We don't want to forget our reflective light though, so you can either go in with an oil pastel. I wasn't really liking how that was looking, so what I kind of did is I went in with a pencil to act as that scratch technique, and I scratched away some of the oil pastel, and I really liked how that gave a really subtle reflective light. So now I got each of my elements and I've completely finished my worksheet. So once you finish your color mixing, your value scales, and all of your techniques, make sure that you label these. Use the 5 elements of shading, label each of the 5, and also use a lighter color to help blend over the darker ones. Hope you enjoyed this activity and learned a little bit about oil pastels.